Yeah, let's talk about the game of life. Specifically, one question. So, from the Canvas page, you have the first link, which is the website, and that should take you over here, right? So here are the questions. I want to concentrate a little bit on question number 8, right? I think everybody, well, not everybody, but everybody who turned in was able to answer those questions above. And I'd rather you discuss it between, with other students, including myself. You can talk to me about that. But I want to focus a little bit on question number 8 because you have to think about it a little bit more. So if I click on this image over here, it's a link to the actual Wikipedia. And I'm going to scroll down. Here are the 4 rules. You need to follow those 4 rules because these 4 rules are going to be those that would allow you to write the algorithm for this. So let's go over that quickly. The first one is any live cell with fewer than 2 live neighbors dies. That would be like a underpopulation. Any live cells with 2 or 3 live neighbors lives on to the next generation. The next one is any live cell with more than 3 live neighbors dies. And that would be pretty much like, suffocation or overpopulation because all the nutrients or whatever, they are really not, they've been absorbed and there's not enough for everybody. Any dead cell with exactly 3 live neighbors becomes a live cell. Where's the graph paper? I want to bring it up again. We get the graph paper, so I wanted to show you what that means. Right here. Graph paper, graph paper, graph paper. There you go. So let's do a little bit of that. What does it mean? So remember that I told you click on the markup. I'm going to select a square. I'm going to make a bunch of them. First I'm going to get the right size. Copy, and then I'm going to paste a whole bunch of them. Let me move it out of the way so I can look at the rules. You need to follow the rules, otherwise it will not make sense to do this right. Hold on, I need to get this out of the way a little bit. Here. Okay. Yeah, there. So let's put over here a bunch of cells, live cells. It says any live cells with fewer than 2 live neighbors will die, right? So if we have 2 of them like this, right? Take a look, it's fewer than 2. That means that in the next tick, you will have the 2. Actually, let me see. I have it better there. Otherwise, it would be difficult to really explain that, right? To see to show you the difference. Here's there you go. There. So that means that this one is going to die in the next generation. So the next generation means that this one is gone. So try to actually have, I wish there was a way to, hold on. Let me see if I can select them all because that will even make it better in terms of doing this activity. Let's see. Can I select them all? Doesn't let me, right? Only one at a time. Yeah. I was hoping I could do more than just one and copy the whole thing. What about with the shift key? Oh yeah, the shift key works. Alright, so take this, bring it to the next. That would be generation 1 or take 1 if you want to call it. There you go. And look what I'm doing because you're going to need to think about this in terms of writing the code. So we can call this, let's go back to markup, and I'm going to give it a, that's not the correct one. Black will do. Way too big. Whoops. There, yeah, there we go. And I'm going to put it right here. So this would be, you can call it tick 1 or generation 1. And this will be, this one will be tick 2. There. 2. So what happens on tick 2? Okay, so now you have to make a decision over here. This one over here, it's not going to survive because it only has one. Less than, what's the rule? Less than 2? It says any live cell with fewer than 2 will die, live neighbors. Obviously, if we look at the neighbors, right, the neighboring cells are these ones all around them, which is 8 of them. Only one of them is attached to this one next to it, neighboring this one. So that means that this cell is going away. There you go. Now let's go back to the original, and this is where question number 8 actually comes into play. So as you can see, I'm not looking over here. I'm looking back to the original. So I'm looking at this one now. How many does he have? How many neighbors does he have? It has 1, 2, and 3. So that means that this one is going to continue to live. So we'll keep it right here. Let's take a look at this one now. See how I'm going from one to the next one? So you can call this one current or previous. If you call this one current, this one will be the next one. So you have different options over here. I'm going to call, let's say, and it doesn't matter what you call it, but you have to be consistent, right? So I can say this is the current. So I'm going to say that this one then is the next generation. Let me bring on this one over here. And I say this one next. Or you can say something like, I mean, again, whatever you want it. You can say this one is previous. And that means that this one is going to be current. There you go. And again, this is or, not both, in case that you're thinking that or is an option. I mean both. Okay. All right, so let's go back to this question about simultaneous. So I made the decision about 2 cells, 1 and 2, and here they are. 1 is gone, 2 is here because it has 1, 2, 3 actually. And if we look over here at the rules, this is any live cell with 2 or 3 live neighbors will continue to the next generation. So we fulfill that's rule number 2 for this one over here, this one. What about this one? How many does it have? It has, out of all around it, it has 2 of them. So it says it over here very clearly. 2 or 3 will live on. So this one is going to stay 2 right here. What about this one? Well, there are 2 of them, so it's going to live on. That's next generation 2, or tick 2. Let's do tick 3. I'm going to go over here. I'm not going to go there. I have to drag it. I can say 3 over here. Let's do what I did before. I used the shift key actually, and it picked everything up, copy it, and now I'm going to move it down to this side. Make sure that you move it before you click outside it, okay? There. And again, watch the trick. This is about that particular word that they use in the description in Wikipedia, which I say, how do you do something simultaneous? I don't know if I spelled it right. Simultaneously. I don't know if I spelled it right. But I think it's right in here. See, yes, there it is. Simultaneously. This is the trick that you have to figure out. Although we're gonna figure it out together anyways. I'm gonna make it blue. More interesting. All right, so take 2. Let's take a look at this one. How many does he have next to it? Well, it has 1 and 2, so it should live. And there it is. This one has 2. This one has 2. It looks like this is going to be now a still life. So it's not like a lot of fun over here, right? Let's do something a little bit more interesting. Maybe something like, let me see. 1, 2. Yeah. I got it. Here. Okay, so this is the seed. It's, as you can see, the seed is none of the ones that I'm asking you to actually work with, right? You have 3 different seeds. Okay, this is take 2. Let's see what happened to this seed. Let's take a look at the first one. This one's gonna die because it's only one of them, one neighbor. So this one is gone. What about this one? It has 2 right here. So it should live to the next generation. What about this one? Well, this one has nothing. So it's going to disappear. So it's gone. There you go. Obviously, in the next generation, it's going to be gone. Actually, let me get these things out of here. Because we're going to do one. We're going to show how something comes alive in a minute. Let me put this out of the way. So that means that there is nothing here. We can put something in there. Oh, come on. None. All right, so let's see how does a cell become alive. So I'm going to put, what's the rule? Any dead cell with exactly 3 live cells. So we can put it over here. Oopsie. Let's see. I think it would be something like this, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's do take 2. So let me first take all of this together. I'm using the shift key again. I'm gonna drop it over here. Don't click out of it. Do not deselect it until you move it. Okay, the first one. The first one only has 1 neighbor, so it's going to die. Gone. This one, it should live on because it has 2 neighbors. And this one is going to be gone because it has only 1 neighbor. But something else is going to happen now. And this is the simultaneously part coming to play. We can talk about this one. Here, it has exactly 3 of them, right? It says any live cell with, any dead cell with exactly 3. This is a cell that has exactly 3 of them. That means that this one in particular, is going to live. It's going to come up alive. There you go. What happens on the next generation? Well, nothing. It's going to die because there you go. Because this one has only 1 neighbor and this one has only 1 neighbor. So it's going to be, they're all going to be kaput. Okay, I hope that this helps for you to actually do the generations for 3 cells. So let's go back over here to, let's see, yeah, these are the 3 different seeds, not cells, 3 different seeds. I want to do the beehive, the beacon, and the glider. And once again, for the beehive, since it's still live, because if you look at Conway's Game of Life and you scroll down, the beacon is still live. Where's the beacon? I'm sorry, the beehive? What did I say? Beehive, yes. The beehive is still alive. It's not going to change. So just do 1 more tick, right? The seed and then the tick. The next one is an oscillator. Oh, pfft, it's a beacon. That's what I thought so. Here, take a look. Only two states. So I would like to see the original state, whichever you pick, which is all filled in, or just one of them is missing in each of those two squares, big squares. And just make sure it goes back to the original state. And then the glider. The glider, make sure that it does go back to the original state. So I think you're gonna need um, 5 ticks. Then see, when once you did it, you want to try to see if in fact your stages, your generations, your ticks do represent that. So let's say you start from here. What should the next one look like? There it is. But this is only to confirm whatever you did. If you don't follow the rules of the game of life, then yeah, you can copy this, but that's not the purpose. Is not just to give me the sheet with the drawing. It's also to learn. Specifically, is to learn how to get the next generation by following the rules. And so here you have it. So let's say this one, right? This one is going to go away because it has only one neighbor. This one only has one neighbor. It's going to go away. Then this one has two neighbors, these two. This one has two neighbors also. This one has one, two, three, four neighbors. So this one is going to die. Um, let's see, which one does he have exactly three? Here. This cell over here has one, two, three, exactly three neighbors. Remember what I said? And there it is. This one became alive. And the other ones died. The only thing that I'm disappointed about this particular uh, nice application is that you cannot go back. It would be nice if we had a step back. Um, yeah, that's about what we need for this part. Let's see, is there anything else I wanted to tell you about? No. Okay. What's in here? Oh yeah, these are very interesting videos. Uh, which is this one? Oh yes, you might want to watch this. What else is in there? The next one is. This is actually pretty good. Oh my god, this is allowed. Is this about? Ah, okay. That's it for now.